My grandmother died 5 years ago this month, and my oldest daughter received a birthday card from her today. A birthday card that was originally sent back in 2006 for my daughter's 5th birthday. She's not 5 anymore. Apparently my grandmother put the card in the mail back in 2006 to wish my daughter a happy 5th birthday. And it never got there. And it stayed somewhere for 14 years until last week when it ended up back at the nursing home where my grandmother lived out her last days here on Earth. And someone at the nursing home looked at it, evaluated it, didn't feel like it was good to throw it away, figured out who my family was and who my daughter is, and found our address and sent it over to us. So my daughter received a birthday card for her 5th birthday 14 years later. It was pretty cool for us to hear my grandmother's voice 5 years after we last did. And I think, boy, somebody or many somebodies must have been really, really dedicated to getting my daughter her birthday card, because you think of all the different other things that could have happened to that card along the way over 14 years, all the different places it was and it could have been and it could have ended up, but it ended up with us. Somebody was pretty dedicated. I bring up the topic of dedication because it comes up for us in the book of Numbers, chapter 6, as it talks about the Nazarites. The Nazarites were a special group of people who were dedicated to God in a special way, and you could always tell how dedicated they were by looking at the length of their hair. They had to grow out their hair and not cut it at all until they broke their vow, until they did something wrong. Then they had to cut their hair and start all over again. And so you could always see by looking at a Nazarite just how good they were at being dedicated to God, how good they were at being dedicated. I don't know if we'd like that, if it were always easy for people to see exactly how dedicated we are to God. But it's not the place where Jesus wants us to direct our primary attention anyway, at our dedication to Him. Rather, He'd have us focus on His dedication to us. And we can see exactly how dedicated He is by looking at a manger in Bethlehem, by thinking about how far He came just to get to that place, by thinking about how uncomfortable God Himself was crammed into the womb of a virgin, how painful it must have been to be in that human skin as He was growing up, but mostly as He was hanging on a cross and it was being ripped and torn and blood came running out of Him. Look at His dedication. Look at it again. Because it settles your heart. It puts peace in your soul to know that there is one person who is that dedicated to getting you one message that never gets old, that He will always be there for you. Always. Every day. Every night. Every situation. Every trouble. Every joy. In every way that He knows is needed by God's own children. Rest well tonight, my friends. God is entirely dedicated to you.